Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to yet another episode of TheChatt Show. I am Sapta Chatterjee, and once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. For all those of you who are watching this video for the very first time or have tuned in to my channel for the very first time, thank you so much. It really feels overwhelming when I'm checking the stats and I see so many new people have joined and subscribed to this channel for me to bring content to you. For all of you who have stuck around, who have been with me, shared this journey of so many years with me, I am extremely humbled and grateful to you. It is because of my interactions with you all that all of this has been made possible. All of this information, all the content, all the music that I bring to all of you, it's happening, it is possible, made to be because you all supported me, loved me, encouraged me and cheered me on all these years. So today what we are going to talk about are two things which I think haunt every new musician, every experienced musician, no matter where you are in your career, no matter which step of the journey you might be on. These two questions always come to our minds. The first is, how do we stay relevant, or how do we keep engaging and interacting with our audiences when we don't have live shows? What happens when we're not performing live but we still need to keep our audiences engaged, hooked onto our music? And the second is, mainly for newer people, newer musicians, how does one transition from a bedroom artist to a professional performing artist? So today, the two things that we will be talking about are social media and content. These two, I feel, are pillars in today's world for any creator, any artist: social media and content. So today's video is all about how to leverage social media and how to effectively keep on releasing content, making new content, so that even when you don't have a live show, or even when you're just a bedroom musician, how do you transition into becoming a professional artist, or how do you keep your audiences engaged? Alright, so let's talk about the first point, which is, what do you do when you don't have live shows? Now, if there is anything the pandemic has taught us, if there is anything that the last 2 years have taught us, it is that live performances are pretty much the first things to go away whenever there is some crisis, some emergency, some national or international level event. Now, every artist, every creator faced the issues, the difficulties, the brunt of a pandemic, right? I mean, there were so many, even the most successful, popular, experienced and quality artists were sitting at home. There were no world tours, there were no national tours, there were no performances, there were no workshops, seminars, nothing was happening. All live events were called off. So as a creator, as an artist, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to still engage and interact with your audiences? How do you keep them hooked? 2 points I have for you today, 2 answers, 2 words. Social media, well, those are 2 words in themselves, but social media and content. Let's talk about the first thing. I know it's a little bit of a controversial issue. A lot of people say, hey, you know what? Why do we need to focus on social media? Why can't we just focus on making the song, making the music? Why can't we just focus on our craft? Well, the reality is social media is not, it's not disassociated with your craft. Your craft and social media are not mutually exclusive anymore. The reality is that social media is not just a platform where you can scroll through, like pictures, comment on pictures, or just, waste time. It is basically a platform where people grow. I mean, it is, if you ask me, I would say social media is a business platform. Why? Because this is where tons and tons of, not just creators, mind you, so many business people, so many entrepreneurs, so many people who are not creators, so many professionals in the world of finance, in the world of fashion, in the world of filmmaking, in the world of all sorts of corporate avenues are also on social media, leveraging the power of social media to grow and expand. And if anybody can use social media, it is us, the creators, the artists. Now, how do we use social media to make sure that we stay engaged with our audiences, to make sure that at every step we call more people in to be a part of our journey. Alright, so point number 1. A lot of creators and artists think that social media is only to share your music, only to put promotional posts and teasers, to only put videos of your performances. But let me tell you, that is not true at all. If there is one thing that the audience loves more than your music, it is to get to know who you are. Let me repeat that. The audience follows you not just for your music, but also for who you are as a person. Say Saptak Chatterjee, right? Now, I'm hoping all of you watching this video already follow me on Instagram, Facebook, have subscribed to my channel on YouTube. But what happens to all those of you who have tuned in for the very first time? I'm not singing, I'm not making music, I'm not teaching you how to produce music or how to sing music or how to play a guitar. I am talking about something which is related to music, related to building a career out of music. But in the process, I'm letting you know who I am, how I think, what I do, what my journey has been like. I am calling you all to take a peek into my personal life and my journey. And that is what really appeals to people. They want to know who you are, what you do when you're not making music. So, point number 1, talk about your life. Share behind the scenes of your life. Going out for lunch with your friends, just click a nice picture, put it online. If it's a casual meeting with, say, your band members, or maybe you're just stepping into a rehearsal, or what if you and your friends decide to take an impromptu road trip? Capture the journey, capture the drive. I'm pretty sure you'll see beautiful landscapes all around, during the journey, after the journey, before the journey. Capture all of that. Talk about your days, talk about a special friend, talk about your dogs, talk about your cats, anything. It could be absolutely anything under the sun, as long as you let people know what your life is when you're not on stage, when you're not making music. The second point is to try and share as much behind the scene of the songs that you're releasing. So not only do people like to listen to your music, but they also want to know the journey behind the songs. So talk about the song, share the story behind the song, share the story of the artwork. Add a personal note. Why is this song so dear to you? Why do you think this song holds that special place in your heart? What is the story? What is the theme? Has anything happened in your life that has inspired this song? Share the BTS of the recording process. Share the BTS of the music video. There is so much that you can talk about. Point number 3 is invite the audiences to not just be part of the release, but also to be part of the pre-release. Now, what do I mean by that? Nowadays every distributor offers a pre-save campaign. Now, many people have asked me, why should we pre-save an artist's song when we can just listen to it the day it releases? And that is a very, very valid question. What do you, an audience member, get to pre-save my song? Now, this is where building a fan base, this is where building a family, not just a fan base, but a family of people who support you, who encourage you, who love your music, and even if they don't like your music, they love your journey. They are inspired by what you've been through and what you are trying to achieve, your aspirations, the strides that you've taken. So I feel in the pre-release stages, when you are about to release a song, is when it's a great time to reach out to newer people. It's a great time to tap into your old audience and invite them to be a part of your journey, not just for the release, but before the release. Incentivize them, share exclusive recordings with them, share merchandise with them. Even before the world gets access to your merchandise and to your music, make sure those few people, 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, or even if it's just 10 people, make sure they are the ones who hear your song first. Make sure they're the ones who get your merchandise first. Make sure they're the ones who get, it could be anything. Maybe you mail them your stickers. Maybe you email them zippers. Maybe you send them physical copies of the album, CDs, pen drives, vinyls. It could be anything under the sun. Why should somebody who's been following you from day one not be different from somebody who has just started following you? If I've been following you since the day you started releasing music, I want special treatment. And why shouldn't I? I've been there by your side since the very beginning. So it's natural that I expect something extra. This is why it's so important for an artist to not just have fans, but have people who are invested in the journey, in the process. And when you're not performing live, when you're not, when things are a little slow, this is the time to sit back, take a step back and build your audience. Build that connection, that relation that you share with your audiences. Now, you would ask me, hey Saptak, how should we do that? My answer, try and build a newsletter. Now, what is a newsletter? You see, whenever you subscribe to a new YouTube channel or when you visit a new blog, they ask for your email ID, right? Now, when you share your email ID, you'll notice that they start sending you update emails. You know, hey so-and-so, we've just released a new product. Hey so-and-so, we've just released a new campaign or a new workshop in your city. Have you bought your tickets yet? This is what a newsletter email does. You sort of collect information from the ones who follow you closely, from the ones who support you and like your work, and then you make sure they are the ones who are the first to know whenever you have a performance in their city. Whenever you are releasing a new music video, they should be the ones to get the private video link first. Maybe a week before the rest of the world, maybe just a couple of days before the rest of the world, you know? You need to make them feel special, because haven't they made you feel special? How would you feel if, you know, people weren't listening to your songs, if they weren't reaching out to you saying, hey Saptak, your song really made me feel so much. I connect with your song because I've been through something similar. That feeling when you get when somebody messages you these things, that is truly special. So it is not only your job, but treat them like family. In a family, it's, you know, somebody does something for you, you do something for them. It's a two-way street, right? So if they are making you feel special constantly, it's only right that they get a little bit of special treatment. Alright, now let's talk about different kinds of content that you can release on social media. Try doing different social media IPs, intellectual properties. What do I mean by that? Have you heard of Throwback Thursdays? Have you heard Tuesdays with so-and-so? Have you heard the Monday Blue series? Now, these are things that artists start on Instagram. These aren't formal organizations or movements or festivals or anything like that. These are just small creative IPs or series of videos that artists and creators start on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Why? To keep their audiences engaged and hooked. So you could do something like that. Say you have original compositions and covers. So you could do something like Wednesday covers and Thursday originals, or Wednesday covers and Friday originals, which means every Wednesday you release a cover and every Friday you release an original composition. Now, people, it all works subconsciously. At the back of their heads, at the back of their minds, they are expecting something to come out every week, every Wednesday. They're expecting something to come out every Friday. And not only does this help you with the algorithm, it lets people know that you are, one, consistent, two, you are serious about your art, your craft, and three, it is something that they can tangibly look forward to every week. And once they start connecting with your music, there is no upper limit at all. I mean, you can easily go from Wednesday covers, Friday originals to Saturday feedback sessions. You could do a Sunday audience session wherein every Sunday you go live, or every 2 weeks, every second Sunday you go live, and you talk to your audience members. You ask them, hey, you know what? I've been releasing these covers, these original compositions. What do you think? Do you like it? Does it make you feel anything? Talk to them. As long as you're being consistent, it works like magic. The second thing that you can do is collaborations. With the Instagram Reels feature, it's become so easy to remix stuff that another creator or person has done. Utilize that feature, upload collaborations, upload remixes. These could be covers, these could be original compositions, it could be anything under the sun. When people see two artists, creators collaborating, it's only natural that audiences of both of them will come together and check out the work. Not only does this help you tap into the other artist's audience, but it also forms this huge alliance of supporters, friends, family members, people who love your content, and eventually when you do start playing live, you'll be surprised to see how many people come up to you and say, hey, you know what, we love that collaboration and that's what brought us here. The next point that I have for you is not to do with social media as much as it is to do with YouTube. Now, many people consider YouTube to be social media as well. I am somewhere in the middle. So let's talk about YouTube for a minute here. What can you do for YouTube when you're not playing live? Now, I've spoken about this before in my videos and I'll say it again. Alternate versions work like magic when you're releasing new original music. What do I mean when I say alternate versions? An acoustic version, or it could be a live version, or it could be a remix by another DJ or electronic music producer, or it could just be a lyric video. Now, bear in mind, putting too many different versions out there confuses the listeners. It takes away the traffic from your original version and it sort of spreads the traffic thin onto various versions. So it is my suggestion that if you have one original main studio version, that you have maybe one more version, which could be either a live version, it could be an acoustic version, it could be an orchestral version, it could be a remix, an official remix wherein you're collaborating with a DJ, or it could just be a lyric video. For YouTube, this works great. Why? Because it gives rise to a different vibe, a different approach, a different angle and sound to a song which you've already released and which people already love and enjoy listening to. The next thing that you can do is put out videos of the process of recording, mixing, rehearsals. Now, I have done this in the past. Why this works amazingly well is that, audiences still have this blown up, over the top image about artists, that their lives are very, very glamorous, and when they go on stage, it's high production value, there's like a backstage, there are roadies, all of that is happening. So it really works well when you let them know that, hey, you know what, we might have the numbers, we might be super popular, but we just rehearse like anybody else. We also head to a jam pad, a rehearsal studio, rehearsal space, and it's just the 5-6 of us. We're just, sitting down, casually chilling, having food, having drinks, and playing music and figuring out parts. It works like magic when you share that behind the scene journey with the followers. They realize that, hey, you know what, if they are doing this, that means, there's something that we're doing right, because we also jam like this. We also hang out with our bandmates like this. There's nothing different that they're doing. So it really helps, it really inspires people, it really motivates them, and it appeals to them when you share the journey and not just the music video, not just the song. So it's always a good idea to share BTS videos, recording footage, production footage, rehearsal footage. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is streaming platforms. Now, in today's world, with Spotify, with Apple Music, with Indian platforms like Wink Music, Gaana, JioSaavn, streaming has become one of the most important parts of any performer's life, any creator's life, any musician's life. It really works well when we focus on streaming. Now, this is related to the newsletter and the fan base building that I spoke of earlier. The more dedicated and loyal your fan base is, the better it is for your streaming platforms. Why? Because not only will they stream your songs on platforms every single day, they will add your songs to their personal playlists. And then that's a chain reaction, it's a snowball effect. They will add it to their playlists, their friends will listen to your songs, and if they like it, they will add it to their playlists. So you see, it's 2 people added, then 4 people added, then 8 people added, and before you know it, hundreds and thousands of people have added your song, the song that you worked so hard to release, to make, to produce. Suddenly that song is on 1,000 playlists. How cool would that be, right? So, there are so many of these ways to interact and engage with your audiences when you're not playing live. And it behooves us to try out all of these methods to see what works best for us. Some people find social media a little intimidating. Some people find streaming a little intimidating. But I think it works well if we sort of dip our toes in all of these waters and see the combination that works the best for us. Now, all of these points apply for the second point as well, which is how to go from a bedroom artist to a professional performing artist. In addition to all the points that I just mentioned, there are a couple of additional points that I would like to put out there. 1. When you're transitioning to becoming a live performing artist, or when you're trying, make sure that there is a very, very noticeable rise in the standard of production. The production value should really go up. Now, when I say production value, I mean the audio production, the mix, the master, the recording quality. Because a lot of the times what happens is a bedroom recording quality might not be as good as a studio recording quality. Having said that, we all know Billie Eilish and Phineas's story, right? They started in their bedroom and they won tons and tons of Grammys, awards, their music was absolutely phenomenal. So a lot of people have started in their bedrooms and have graduated. A lot of people are still recording in their bedrooms, have turned it into a bedroom studio. But when I say how to transition from bedroom recording artist to a professional performing artist, what I mean is not the physical space of a bedroom to a physical space of a studio. I mean the scale. Scaling up your music, your performance from a smaller, more homely setup to a big, huge professional live stage setup. So one, ramp up your production level audio-wise. Second, take your production level up visually. So, a nicer music video, a nicer Instagram reel, the covers that you put out. Make sure that the backgrounds, the cameras, the lighting, make sure all of that is slowly and steadily becoming better. I understand that it takes a lot of money, it takes resources, but that's what the journey is. That's how we grow and that's how we become big. Everything goes up step by step, and production value and quality is something that must go up along with it. The third point is rehearsals. When we're sitting in our bedrooms and making music on our own, we are not really working with bandmates, right? That's how everybody starts, solo, etc. But when you're amping up, when you're preparing for a live performance, a big live setup, you need to be able to work with band members. You need to be able to work with more musicians. So I think it works well when we start rehearsing, when we start reaching out to other musicians and we tell them that, hey, you know what, I have songs, but it's all solo at this point, just a guitar voice, piano voice sort of a space. And I would like to really become bigger, expand, and it would be really great if you were to come on board. And that's how you start making a band of your own. That's how you form a collective bunch of people who are willing to play with you, who resonate with your music, who appreciate what you do and are willing to bring their own inputs to the table. So point number 3 is reach out to people, start rehearsing with band members. And the last point that I have for you is that since you are transitioning from a solo artist, a bedroom artist, to a professional performing artist, it will work really well if you capture your journey. As I said before, also capturing BTS is extremely important, but it takes on a whole new role and meaning when it's your journey going from a simple, bedroom artist to a professional artist. That journey is truly special because it tells others that we can start from nothing, with nothing, and reach a level where we have more than we need or more than we could possibly have used for. That journey not only inspires others, it motivates others, it sort of helps them, guides them through the tough waters that they have to maneuver and navigate when they start. So always make sure that you capture your journey, because believe me, you never know. There might be hundreds and thousands of people who feel the same way you do, who are on the same boat, who are facing the same kind of problems and issues. And if you could do it, maybe they can do it. But the only way they will feel so is if you capture your journey and share it with the rest of the world. So that's all I have for you today. I really hope that many of you watching this decide to, take the leap and transition from a bedroom artist to a professional performing artist. I know a lot of you are still waiting for your first live concert, first live performance, and I hope everything I mentioned today helps you, create a dedicated, loyal fan base, a family, basically a family of music lovers who support you, who cheer you on, who encourage you and help you through the tougher times. If you enjoyed what you heard, if you liked what you heard, if you think I add value to your journey, to your careers, don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have anything to share with me, if you have any inputs, if you think I missed out on something, please feel free to put a comment down below to share your points, to share your journey. You can reach out to me on Instagram, the link will be mentioned here. You can also reach out to me on email. The email ID will be mentioned here. And of course, you can put a comment down below and share your thoughts there. Once again, leave a like on the video, subscribe. It helps me become friends with the YouTube algorithm. I will see you next week with another video, with another set of experiences, helpful points, inputs. If there is anything you want me to talk about, please let me know. Again, leave a comment down below, let me know, and I will see you next week. Take care.